Hi everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to another doll customization video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made Claire from Harvest Moon / Story of Seasons. I am outside today because everyone inside, they are in Zoom meetings, so it's kind of noisy. And I'm sorry if it's noisy out here too. It's kind of windy, so hopefully you guys could hear me okay. Also, I'm dressed as a farmer because farming games. So Harvest Moon, also known as Story of Seasons or Bokujo Monogatari, is one of my favorite game series. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I remember coming home from elementary school and immediately going on the Harvest Moon forums to talk about how much I love Gray. I especially love the Mineral Town games, and I'm so excited that the remake is coming this summer. Claire is the player character for More Friends in Mineral Town and DSQ, as well as the Japan-only Harvest Moon for Girls, I believe. And I was inspired to make this after seeing Hex's video of Potpourri, which is amazing, and I'm going to link it down below, so check it out. And I'm really excited to see that there's a fellow doll customizer that is as big a fan of Harvest Moon as I am. Anyway, I hope you guys stay safe and healthy, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Onward!
I started with the hair. I took yellow 100% acrylic yarn and cut long strands. Once I got a decent amount, I unraveled them until I got this ramen noodle looking pile. For this doll, I'm going to be rerooting the hair, which means poking the yarn into the little holes on the head. I made this rerooting tool by gluing a cut needle into an X-Acto knife part. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Then I just poked it all in until she had a nice full head of hair. To keep the yarn from coming out, I squeezed a bunch of glue into the neck hole. Once the glue dried, I very lightly brushed the yarn. Time for the repaint. I covered her hair with a scrap of fabric to protect it. Then I took off the factory paint using 100% acetone nail polish remover and Q-tips. Then, when her face was completely bare, I sprayed it with Mr. Super Clear to prep it for the watercolor pencils. Make sure to use a mask and do it outside. The watercolor pencils I use are Faber-Castell, and as always, I began with the light colors and with each layer got darker and darker. I sketched on the eyes and eyebrows and colored in the lips, irises, and whites of the eyes. This is the first layer. After spraying with Mr. Super Clear again and letting it dry, I began the second layer. I used a darker brown to go over the initial sketch and started working more on the eye details using different blues. I also colored the lips pink and darkened the eyebrows. I sealed this second layer with Mr. Super Clear and began the third layer, adding darker browns and detailing the eyes even more. With this next layer, I used the black watercolor pencil and darkened the eyeliner and added eyelashes and pupils. I sealed the face again and then used soft pastels to add blush. Then I used white acrylic paint to add little dots to the eyes for the appearance of a reflection. Then I used gloss varnish to make the eyes and lips shiny. On to the clothes. I used denim fabric to make her overalls, and the pattern is from DG Requiem on Etsy. I had never made overalls before and it was pretty hard. I'm not exactly happy with how they turned out, but I just need to practice sewing more. Anyway, the pieces for the overalls are 2 pant fronts, 2 pant backs, 2 suspenders, 2 back pockets, 1 overall bib, and 2 front pockets. I ended up scrapping the back pockets because I didn't like how bulky it looked. I started with hemming the suspenders and the front pockets using fabric glue. Then I hemmed the sides of the pant fronts and did a tiny hand stitch to secure the pockets to the pants. Now there's working pockets! I'd never done that before and I loved it. Next, I pinned the pant fronts together and sewed. Then I pinned the 2 pant backs to the front. Once that was done, I hemmed the overall bib and sewed it to the front of the pants. I pinned down and hemmed the bottom of the pants. I hand stitched the suspenders to the overall bib and sewed the back of the pants. Then I sewed the rest of the pants together and turned it inside out. Before I finish up the overalls, I want to get started on the shirt. For this, I'm using another pattern from DG Requiem, and there are 2 sleeves, 2 shirt pieces, 2 collars, and 2 cuffs, but I end up cutting off the cuffs later and just rolling the sleeves up. If you watched my last video, you might recognize this pattern. I hemmed the collar pieces and then placed them on top of the shirt. I sewed them down and then folded and glued down the visible stitching. I also hemmed down the front of the shirt, placed one piece over the other, and sewed it down so that it looks like a button-up shirt. I sewed a basting stitch on the top and bottom of the sleeves and then pulled the thread to create little ruffles. I ended up not liking how the bottom turned out, so I cut it off and just rolled up the sleeves since her sleeves are rolled up anyway. And done! I forgot to film it, but I basically crossed the suspenders in the back and sewed it down to the pants. I also gave her these boots because I like how the red matches her shirt. The boots are from a Cerise Hood doll. Well, the doll may be done, but there's one last thing that Claire needs. Her puppy! I made the classic Harvest Moon dog with needle felting. I'm very new to needle felting, so I'm sorry if my technique isn't great. I'm still practicing. So I basically took some of this light brown wool and poked it until it began taking shape. I started with making the head and then the floppy ears. Then I got a whole bunch of wool and rolled it up and started shaping the body. I connected the body to the head and then got to work on the legs. Once I connected all the legs to the body, I made the tail and attached that. Here is the basic body shape, and now for the details. I added white wool to the paws, chest, and face. Then I used black wool for the nose, eyes, and eyebrows. I also added some white to it for the reflection. And done! I just tied a little scrap of red fabric around his neck for the bandana, and now Claire has her cute puppy friend. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please stay safe and healthy, and see you next time. Bye!